Okay, so let's just jump right in. What if I told you the most powerful military on the planet is now, like, officially preparing for AI that's smarter than any human? Yeah, this isn't sci-fi anymore. We've got to dive in because the US government just made a really, really big move.
That's right. I mean, this isn't just some plan or a think tank getting together. It's a legal directive, and it was buried deep inside a massive new defense bill. It literally forces the Department of Defense to treat the arrival of superintelligence as something that's not just possible, but imminent.
So what are we even talking about here? AGI, right? Artificial General Intelligence. This is basically the holy grail of AI research. It's not like the AI we have now, the kind that's good at just one thing, like playing chess or writing an email. No, AGI is an AI that can reason, learn, and solve problems across any domain, just like a person, or, maybe even better.
Okay, so how did this all happen? Where did this come from? Well, this brand new mandate, it comes from the one piece of legislation that pretty much governs all U.S. military spending. Yep, this directive is tucked away inside the nearly $1 trillion National Defense Authorization Act. And look, when you hide something this specific inside a bill that big, it's a huge signal. It tells you there's been a major shift in national security priorities. The government isn't asking if AGI is coming anymore. They're asking when. And the mission for this new committee? It's incredibly specific. This is not some vague research group. They've got a hard deadline, April 2026. And they're being led by the Pentagon's absolute top brass. Their job is to hunt for tech that could become AGI, figure out what our adversaries like China and Russia are up to, and, this is the really crucial part, develop human override protocols, to make sure we can always pull the club. But here's the thing. A new law is one thing, right? The real kicker is that the Pentagon isn't just sitting around waiting for that 2026 deadline. The gears are already turning, big time. So let me introduce you to Task Force Lima. They were set up last year, and this is the group that's already on the ground analyzing and integrating generative AI, the tech that powers tools like ChatGPT, across the entire Department of Defense. And these generative models, they're seen as the foundation, right? The stepping stone to AGI. So they are literally laying the groundwork for the exact systems this new committee is going to oversee. And if you want to know how serious they are, just follow the money. The new AI Rapid Capabilities Cell has a cool $100 million budget just to fast-track advanced AI. They're dropping $35 million on pilot programs with the most cutting-edge models, another $20 million on computing power and these digital sandboxes for safe experiments, and they're even funneling $40 million to small businesses and startups. This is an all-out push to get this tech adopted like yesterday. So you might be asking, why the sudden urgency, right? Why is the Pentagon going all in on something that, let's be honest, felt like pure sci-fi just a few years ago? Well, it's because AGI is a true Pandora's box. I mean, on one hand, the potential benefits are almost impossible to wrap your head around. We're talking breakthroughs in medicine, real solutions for climate change, massive economic growth. But on the other hand, the risks are just as huge. A superintelligence could give an adversary an advantage that no one could ever overcome. It could totally destabilize the world, or it could lead to a catastrophic loss of human control. And look, this isn't just Hollywood making up scary movie plots. A recent survey of thousands, literally thousands, of top AI researchers revealed something absolutely astonishing. Over half of them, the people building this technology, believe there's at least a 10% chance that advanced AI could lead to human extinction. I mean, wow. When the experts are that concerned, you can bet governments are going to pay attention. So security experts kind of break these threats down into a few main buckets. First, there's malicious use, right? Adversaries using AGI for cyber attacks or even biological attacks. Then there's the risk of superhuman AI persuasion tools. Imagine an AI that could completely destabilize our democracies. And then, of course, there's the ultimate fear, a rogue AI that wakes up one day and decides its own self-preservation is way more important than ours. So, all of this, it's setting the stage for a totally new kind of global arms race. But here's the twist. Not everyone agrees on how we should be running this race. There are really three main arguments shaping this whole debate. The first is the pro-establishment view, which says this is an essential winner-take-all race. We just can't let China get there first. Then you have the critical view, which argues this is actually a dangerous distraction, that we're wasting all these resources chasing a mythical AGI finish line while leaving ourselves vulnerable right now.
And then there's a third perspective, a really interesting one, that warns that while the US is obsessed with this hypothetical endpoint, China is quietly deploying the AI we have today at a massive scale. And that could let them win the economic and geopolitical race before the AGI one even properly starts.
And that, right there, is the central strategic question of our time. Is this intense focus on AGI the right move, or are we taking our eye off the ball? But here's the thing. No matter which side of that debate you land on, one thing is absolutely certain. The technologies that are going to power this future, they aren't hypothetical. They're being built right now, as we speak.
Get this. For the first time ever, an AI model was recently trained in space. That's right. An NVIDIA-backed startup actually trained a large language model on a satellite orbiting the Earth. AI development has officially left the planet.
So, how do you connect all these new data centers up in orbit? With space lasers, of course. It turns out transmitting data through the vacuum of space is actually faster than sending it through fiber optic cables here on the ground. The most advanced communication network in our solar system is literally being built right over our heads.
And naturally, there are massive, massive economic forces driving all of this. SpaceX, who is a key player in building out this orbital infrastructure, is apparently eyeing an IPO in 2026, which, if you're paying attention, is the exact same year the Pentagon's AGI committee has to be up and running. These timelines are all starting to converge.
So, here we are. We've got a legally mandated race to prepare for superintelligence, a race that's driven by geopolitical fears and powered by revolutionary technology being built in orbit. And it all brings us to what might be the single most important question we will ever have to face. As we race to build these godlike machines, who is ultimately going to be in control?